You might think you're having an ordinary conversation, but her body could be telling an entirely different story. While you're paying attention to her words, powerful subconscious forces may be signaling attraction, signals she might not even realize she's sending. In this video, we're breaking down those silent cues her conscious mind can conceal, but her body never can. Most men don't miss opportunities because they say the wrong thing. They miss them because they fail to notice what's happening right in front of them. Today, that changes. A woman doesn't announce her attraction. There's no instruction manual. Instead, she communicates through fragments of an ancient, unspoken language. This isn't about manipulation or games. It's about recognizing reality. It's about understanding what her body, tone, and habits reveal, even when her words don't. Signals of desire are rarely obvious. More often, they're quiet, subtle, and nearly invisible to men who were never taught to recognize them. Many mistake genuine interest for simple politeness. The moment slips away, the spark fades, and she assumes her signals went unnoticed, or that you weren't interested. But what if you could learn to interpret this hidden language? In this video, we're revealing the 5 core hidden forces that shape a woman's body language when she feels a strong pull of attraction. These forces are grounded in psychology and human evolution. Because they operate largely outside conscious control, they're among the most reliable indicators of real interest. Once you learn to recognize them, you move from uncertainty to clarity, from guessing to knowing. And the confidence you gain doesn't come from ego, but from awareness. So where does it all begin? With force number 1. Force 1, the primal invitation. The first and most foundational force is what I call the primal invitation. This is where her body silently communicates. I'm open to you. I feel safe with you. It's an invitation to approach. This shows up through open posture and the removal of physical barriers. When a woman feels attraction, her body often opens up, arms uncrossed, legs relaxed, torso angled toward you. You may notice her standing taller, lifting her chest, and rolling her shoulders back. This isn't just confidence. It's an ancient, evolutionary signal of safety and receptiveness. An open posture non-verbally communicates that she doesn't feel threatened and welcomes your presence. Closed posture acts like armor. Open posture is an invitation. It also subtly highlights her feminine shape. Research has shown that expansive body language increases perceived romantic desirability because it signals openness and self-assurance. So when she arches her back slightly or shifts her weight onto one hip, it's not random. It's biology emphasizing traits historically associated with health and fertility. The primal invitation also shows up in how she manages space. Watch what happens to objects between you. A woman who isn't interested often keeps barriers in place, holding her bag on her lap or positioning her drink in front of her chest. These are subconscious shields. When attraction is present, those barriers disappear. She might move her purse aside or place her drink on the table, clearing the space between you. These small actions carry big meaning. She's quietly opening the path for connection. Imagine this scenario, you're at a lounge. She's sitting with her arms crossed, bag on the chair next to her, a closed loop. You start talking. Gradually, her arms relax. She turns toward you. Then she moves her bag to the floor. She hasn't said she's interested, but her body just made it very clear. The key isn't openness alone. It's the shift from closed to open that happens because of you. That's the real signal. Force 2, the dopamine gaze. The second force is one of the clearest indicators of attraction. I call it the dopamine gaze. We often say the eyes reveal the soul, but scientifically, they reveal the brain's arousal system. The biggest clue here is pupil dilation, something she cannot consciously control. When someone sees something they desire, the brain releases chemicals like dopamine and norepinephrine. This activates the nervous system and causes the pupils to widen. A woman can manage her words or force a smile, but she can't fake her pupils. So if you're talking under consistent lighting and notice her pupils appear noticeably larger, that's a biological signal of attraction. Lighting, fatigue, or strong emotions can also affect pupil size, which is why this cue matters most when paired with others. But the dopamine gaze isn't just about pupils, it's also about eye contact patterns. Holding eye contact longer than normal is a powerful sign of intimacy. When she maintains your gaze just a second or two longer than expected, she's signaling a desire for connection. This often appears as the classic look, glance away, then look back pattern. She meets your eyes, smiles softly, looks down or away, then returns her gaze. This flirtation ritual communicates interest without overt boldness. You might notice it across the room, or mid-conversation, right after you make her laugh. Her eyes lock onto yours, pupils open, holding just a beat longer. Her brain isn't just reacting to humor, it's expressing connection and desire. Force 3, the subconscious mirror. The third force is one of the most fascinating signs of deep rapport, subconscious mirroring. Psychologists refer to this as behavioral synchrony, or the chameleon effect. This happens when a woman unconsciously begins to mirror your movements, posture, gestures, or even speech patterns. It's her brain's way of saying, "We're aligned." She isn't doing this intentionally. It's an automatic process tied to empathy and bonding. When we feel connected, our brains naturally sync with the other person. Mirroring strengthens rapport, which then creates even more mirroring. What does this look like? It's often subtle. You lean forward, and moments later she does too. You take a sip, and shortly after, she reaches for her drink. You rest your hand on your face, she mirrors it. Even vocal tone can synchronize. If you speak calmly and softly, her voice may lower to match yours. This is a powerful signal because it's extremely difficult to fake consistently. Keeping that energetic dance going requires genuine connection. Here's a simple test. While she's talking, casually adjust your posture or touch your face. Then observe. If she mirrors you within the next minute, you may be seeing subconscious alignment in action. This goes beyond friendliness. It indicates a primal sense of connection. Her brain has identified you as someone she resonates with on a level beneath conscious awareness. We're about to cover 2 of the strongest signals of lust, including how touch is used to gauge interest. But if you're finding this valuable, tap the like button. It helps the channel reach more people. Now let's continue. Force 4, the vulnerability signal. The fourth force involves vulnerability cues, self-touching behaviors that serve 2 purposes. They enhance her attractiveness through subconscious grooming, and they draw attention to sensitive, intimate areas. When a woman feels attraction, nervous energy often surfaces as specific, evolutionarily programmed gestures. Start with the neck and collarbone. Tilting her head, exposing her neck, or lightly touching her clavicle isn't random. The neck is a symbol of vulnerability. Exposing it communicates trust while subtly directing attention to an intimate zone. Hair play is another classic sign, twirling, flipping, or running fingers through it. On one level, it's grooming. On another, it highlights youth, vitality, and health. It also releases pheromones and frames her face, guiding your focus to her eyes and smile. Then there are mouth cues, licking, biting, or touching the lips. Arousal can cause dryness, prompting lip licking, which increases redness and fullness. Lip biting can signal nervous excitement and directs attention to her mouth in a flirtatious context. Watch her hands too. She may slowly touch her arm, wrist, or thigh. This can signal comfort with sensuality and subtly map out sensitive areas. Context is everything. These behaviors can happen for other reasons. But when they increase around you, combined with eye contact and engagement, they're no longer habits. They're signals of attraction being broadcast by her body. Force 5. The proximity test. The final and most decisive force is the proximity test. This is when she intentionally reduces physical distance and often initiates light touch. It's the strongest indicator of comfort and a direct step toward intimacy. Everyone has a personal bubble reserved for trusted individuals. When a woman enters that space voluntarily, it's a powerful statement of interest. This can show up as leaning in, not just to hear you, but because she wants to be closer. It can also appear in positioning. In groups, notice where she places herself. If she consistently stays near you, she's choosing proximity. Pay attention to her feet and hips. Even if she's speaking to someone else, her body often remains oriented toward the person she's most drawn to. Then there's touch, the psychological threshold. An attracted woman often creates small, deniable moments of contact. A light touch on your arm, fingers brushing yours. These are subconscious tests to see how you respond. If you accept the touch, it builds comfort. Over time, the contact may linger, her hand resting on your shoulder, her knee touching yours. At this point, she's clearly enjoying physical closeness. The proximity test is the culmination of all the other forces. When she consistently closes distance and initiates touch, her body is giving a clear green light. The cluster rule. Before you interpret every hair flip as desire, understand this. Individual signals mean little on their own. Context matters. She might cross her arms because she's cold. Touch her neck because it itches. Body language is read in clusters, not single signs. You're looking for multiple forces happening together. leaning in proximity, mirroring your posture, touching her neck, vulnerability. That's a strong cluster. The goal isn't to become analytical or robotic. It's to develop awareness. Feel the shift. Does her nonverbal behavior change around you compared to others? When you see multiple forces aligning, you can trust what you're sensing. Final recap. These are the 5 hidden forces behind a woman's body language of attraction. The primal invitation, her body opens and barriers disappear. The dopamine gaze, her eyes reveal interest. The subconscious mirror, her movements sync with yours. The vulnerability signal, grooming and probing gestures draw attention. The proximity test, she closes distance and initiates touch. These aren't tricks. They're fundamental aspects of human psychology and evolution. The silent dialogue happening beneath words. Learning to recognize them is a superpower. It allows you to move through attraction with clarity and confidence, recognizing green lights even when words hesitate. Your next step is observation. Watch people in cafes, bars, meetings. Train your perception. The more you practice, the more intuitive it becomes. If this guide expanded your awareness, subscribe. We dive into this material every week. And for your next step, check out the video on your screen now, where we break down 7 vocal cues that reveal hidden desire. Once you can read her body, learning to read her voice completes the picture.